Yo. Prove to me you're prove to me that you're alive. Hold on, let me see if I could fix the camera. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's just me and you guys. Somebody yeah, maybe you can see me better like that. Like this. Yes, it's better. Once again, prove to me that you're alive. It's like 3:30 in the morning. And we are at, nah, I'm kidding, man. I don't disclose locations. I could tell you this is a crazy location, man. I'll just give you like a scoop. I don't know if you can see anything, but there's like nothing around, man. Literally, almost literally, but yeah, it's pretty quiet around here. You know, lately, maybe for the past, like, honestly, for like a week, this like crazy trumpet noise, man, has been going off. I'm pretty sure you guys have YouTubed, crazy sounds coming from the sky, or sounds heard all around the world, or you know, there's different titles, man. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then you know what I'm talking about. For those that don't, like I said before, it's like this like a very loud trumpet sound, and I know there's a highway like close by, but this is not any truck going by. This is not any car going by. This is like none of that. This is literally like this super loud, again, trumpet. I don't have any better words to describe this thing, and it's like a very extremely loud, vibrating sound. I mean, the first time I heard it, it was like 4 or 5 in the morning, you know, because I stay up all night. And it literally felt like it was shaking the whole house, like it was vibrating it. And it felt like my whole body was vibrating, man. It was pretty wicked. And the funny thing is that the sounds, the videos on the sound that I've seen on YouTube, it's like the noise will go off and then will stay, you know, the noise will sound off and then it will stay quiet for like a minute or two, and then it will go off again. This sound now, this is another reason why I know it's not a car or a street bike or nothing like that. First of all, it's way louder than that and doesn't sound like it. You know what it kind of sounds like? It kind of sounds like a ship, like a mother stinking, like humongous, you know, double size of Titanic ship just going off. And there's no water around here. Like the location that I've been at lately, there's no ocean, there's no bay, there's like nothing close by. So it's definitely not that, man. Maybe we're gonna see it, but the point I was trying to, I mean, maybe we're gonna hear it and see it. But the point that I was trying to make is that the videos that I've seen on YouTube, the sound is like, you know, it will go off, it will stay quiet for a minute or two, and then it will go off again. But what I've been hearing is it will literally sound off and then nothing. Like one long, loud hum and then nothing. And it's literally vibratory, man. Like, you know, it's just like your body feels it. And tonight, when it went off, I even, you know, started feeling like I'm getting a headache or something. So there's been so many theories and stuff, you know. People say trumpets are going off, like, you know, in the book of Revelations. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 3 trumpets or 7 trumpets. I can't remember right now. That is supposed to go off during, you know, before Judgment Day, and before Armageddon, before, you know, supposedly we get scraped from out of here. And I guess everyone, you know, has their own theory or whatever. And I'm never scared. Like that's one thing. If I could advise anything to anyone, is to get rid of fear. It's not healthy in any way, and my whole concept and theory on fear is, if your conscience is clear and in your subconsciousness you know you haven't been doing wrong, you know you haven't been an asshole, you know you haven't been effing people over, then, you know, there's nothing for you to be scared of, because the biggest enemy that you can have is your own self, like literally, you know, because the universe operates on cause and effect, and I talked about it in one of my previous videos. It's simple as that, you know. Every thought you put out, every action you put out is sure to come back, either in a good or in a bad way. But back to the sound, man. So I've been kind of, you know, I hate to repeat myself, but every time I stand in front of the camera and it's like by myself, I swear I keep repeating myself like a dumbass, man. You know, they say that only fools repeat themselves, but for some reason I can't find better words when I'm just standing 3:30 in the morning in the middle of nowhere talking to a lens. Like there's nobody else around, it's just me and you guys, you know, whoever's gonna watch this. Yo, I just had like a crazy feeling like somebody ran up on me or something, like a dark shadow or something, man. Like it made me flinch. I'm sure you guys seen that. And it felt weird, you know, it didn't feel like a bug or something. It was like a threatening feel. Once again, back to the sound. So my whole theory's been, ever since I started making these videos, and, you know, even though I'm not getting like crazy amount of views, but every day, you know, more and more people are watching it, and to those that are watching, you know, thank you, but we're in this together. You know, I'm not doing this for me. I don't care about popularity. I don't care about views. Genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I'm telling you this. The reason I'm doing this is for you. The reason I'm doing this is because I believe and I know that we are better. I believe and I know that we are pure-hearted, and we can, you know, come out of the state of sleep and not have them think that we are just some sellout whole zombies, man, that will, you know, fall for anything, for just, you know, a piece of dollar, a piece of bread, or whatever. That we stand for something, that we're gonna leave a better world, you know, not a more screwed up world, for the following generation, man, our kids, our grandkids, you know, let them enjoy what we should have been enjoying, you know, free energy, you know, Tesla kind of energy, and, you know, all the fruits of this world, because I'm kind of going off topic, but not really. You know, I can't stress this enough, that this planet, the planet that we're on, Mother Earth, it is literally a living, breathing, spinning organism. You know, it's obviously it's alive, right? If you plant a flower, a tree, you're gonna see it grow. You know what I mean? You see the ocean moving, and you know, the water evaporating and causing clouds and rains, and you know, we get these huge typhoons and hurricanes. I mean, it's obviously alive. So you know, and we being like the cells inside this organism, we're supposed to live with it, not exploit it. The earliest humans that came to this planet, and I will go into the origins in other videos, but the earliest human being, like, don't let the history that they're putting out there fool you. We have legit history, and we as a human people have come to this planet, our ancestors have come to this planet millions of years ago. I hear like movement and shit like that. And when we touched down on this planet, we made a pact with it. We made a deal, you know, that we will live in harmony, because our ancestors were way wiser and way smarter than us. They know that everything works in perfect harmony, that this planet is very much alive. So they know if you go against it and you do what we've been doing for the past 5,000 years and a little more, if you're gonna just exploit it and dig into it and pump out of it and throw shit here and throw shit there, and you know, build these humongous cities where people can't even breathe, they can't get real food, they you know, none of that. I mean, I'm from a big city, but and I can tell you this firsthand. You know, huge cities are like a gas chamber. I hated to compare it to, you know, such a tragic event that happened, but I can't stress it enough. You know, actually it's a light comparison compared to what we're doing to this planet with big cities that are not able to sustain life. But to cut to the point, you know, we made a pact because this planet is a mother. That's why we call it Mother Earth. What I mean by that is, it will do everything that it's supposed to for you to live and flourish and thrive on it and with it, if you harmonize with it. And we see this firsthand. I don't gotta bring up anything crazy. Like I said, we see this firsthand. The more you keep going against it, the more you keep trying to beat it up thinking you're slick, the less chances you will have to live. I mean, there have been plenty of huge civilizations before us, way before us, that we don't see a single trace from it anymore. Way more technologically advanced than us. Like, you know, that's what gets us, man. You know, a lot of people think, you know, we're so technologically advanced and You know, we're so smart, and we're smarter than all the previous, you know, centuries of humans and inventors. I mean, we're really not, man. We're not even close to what the earlier humans had. It's like weird sound, man, going on. It actually sounds all around. But I have no fear. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, if you live with this planet, with this gorgeous, beautiful planet, it will meet you halfway. It will meet you more than halfway into giving you everything you need, not just to sustain, not just to survive, but to thrive beyond any modern generation. And the enemy, they don't want us to know that, man. So that brings me back, all the way back to my original point of the sound. Like, this freaking sound, man. You know, the theories that I started to develop in my head is because I've started doing these videos and saying screw Illuminati screwed and this and that, Illuminati exposed. And in my videos, you know, I'm exposing them as just for like these scary cockroaches or spiders, man, that, you know, at first they look yucky, man, but then when you realize, you know, you can get rid of it. I don't condone killing anything living, but I'm just, you know, trying to make a point. You know, once you realize that it's really not threatening at all, you know, and that they're about to be out of here, you know, and I think that's what's been happening. I think this sound, you know, maybe I'm crazy, but it's the way the sound has been making me feel. You know, I don't feel like myself all the way. You know, I get these mood swings and shit like that. And most of the time, you know, I'm a pretty happy person. But, you know, I've been thinking it's like, you know, them making these sounds in order to throw me off. And maybe it's an excuse, but whatever, you know, but that was another reason I thought, you know, the videos are not getting like crazy numbers. Because no one's really talking about this. Like I said in my previous videos, it's like 99.9% of the videos out there are specifically designed and made to cause fear with all these, you know, crazy notions and theories, man. You know, trying to do what they've been doing with us, is degrading us to the lowest levels possible and causing that panic and fear, because that's what they feed off of, you know. Because they know that their time came up in 2012. Their contract is up. They're about to be out of here, man, and they're scared as shit. Like, they are scared. So they're gonna try to do whatever they can, you know, to still put up a fight, man. Like someone, you know, a great man, Trujillo, he said that it was written that, you know, they will leave, but when they slam the door before, you know, they walk out, man, that shit will be loud. So, you know, you kind of compare it to that. Keep looking back, man. It's like a weird feeling. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna get something on camera or something, bro. It's like a weird feeling, like, I don't know, man. I don't usually feel like this. But very quickly, I'm gonna tell you who the Illuminati are again. Well, I didn't really go into the story in previous videos, but and even though that's just a tag for them, you know, secret society, you know, Dan Brown popularized it, with the whole Illuminati, Freemasonry. I mean, Freemasons, you know, that's their name, but Illuminati, like, you know, they had different names in the earliest Renaissance Europe. But so the story is, and you know, I can't stress this enough, that you know, I talk with full confidence because my ancestors, our ancestors, you know, they left scriptures, man. When they talked about this stuff thousands of years ago, man, they you know, they knew. I'm not even gonna say they prophesied or they foresaw, like they knew, because this has been happening, you know, and you know, all the way back then, you know, a couple thousand years ago, you know, they already knew about reptiloids and you know, the cold-blooded race, and you know, the invaders of Earth, and of, you know, the human race. You know, they knew about this shit, so it's nothing new, man. That's why I speak with full confidence. But the story goes that right before the flood, you know, it was a pre-flood period, you know, this race came down to this planet, to our planet, our home planet, and they were like traders, you know. They were like they would come from different planets and trade goods, you know. And Earth's past history, you know, this wasn't nothing crazy, man. I mean, we're so far detached that, and so brainwashed that, you know, this shit might sound crazy, but back then it was a normal thing for, you know, different groups of species of beings, you know, coming from different planets of this galaxy and of other galaxies, and, you know, making trades. So what they did is, you know, the reptilians, they came, and mind you, the people at that time, they were technologically advanced beyond any possible modern imagination that we could have. But yo, I'm hoping I get this sound, man. So like I was saying, but they made a pact not to use that technology, you know, in a great power, even though it was a yantra technology, which means that it was like I said before, like a Tesla technology, like a clean energy. You know, they knew how to use the unseen energy, so to speak, the healthy energy, without exploiting this planet. So they lived in complete harmony with this world, you know, and they were flourishing, man. They were prospering. So this other species, they came, the reptilians, and you know, they started having, and this is, by the way, this is when Kali Yuga, the sleep period, the spiritual state of sleep that we have been under for the past 5,000 years. But you know, the transition period into that period is about 2,000 years. I talked about it in my previous video. So this is already that time period when, you know, people, I mean, it's that simple. Well, you know, like I said in my previous video, it's like, you know, a bear going to sleep for the winter. You know, it's like it's a normal stage, a normal process in the cosmos that galaxies go through. You know, they shift like towards a colder, the galaxy shifts towards a colder space in the constellation. So rather, sorry, our solar system drifts towards a colder space in the galaxy. So people are already, not 100% spiritually themselves. So what this species started doing is they started going around and having philosophical debates with the settlers, and just to test them, to really test how how faithful they are. They found a few doubters here and there, got into their head, and then they started mixing in with the populations. I'm gonna skip quicker. I'm not gonna get into too much detail. But when they started mixing in, and by the way, they did this before. They have, that's what they do, man. They're like the scum of the universe. They go to different planets, and this is exactly what they do. So once they started getting our physical appearance, our form, by mixing the DNA, you know how offsprings are produced. I don't gotta go into that, but once they got our DNA and started looking more and more like us, they and got the people in the population at that time doubting. They started teaching their own belief and started spreading the message and the word that they are the chosen ones, and that the human race is actually lesser than them. It's like I said, it's like a normal thing. They've been doing this. And that's what they do. They come to a planet, they mix in, start looking like the inhabitants of that planet, give them a new set of beliefs, or a belief, one belief. I guess many beliefs go into one overall belief, right? And then they say they're the chosen ones and you gotta follow us. You're lesser, man. You want to be like us, start doing what we're doing. And there's a whole lot of videos out there talking about with like human farming and all of that. I mean, we have kind of been, because they've been feeding off our energy. Oh, and I skipped a part. So after they kind of get people shook up and following them, they start doing all kinds of experiments. This is where like a lot of giants and monsters came in a pre-flood period. And then they start exploiting, man. They start digging, pumping for gold, pumping for oil, the same shit they've been doing now to take out of here, to do whatever they have to do, diamonds, all these minerals and shit like that. They start taking it to their planet, and their main planet is called Adama. This is where you get Adam. And their gods, their head honcho's name is Jehovah. So I don't think I gotta detail who those people are, but the thing is that you have to understand that we have been so far mixed in that you can't blame it on a group of people. Like you can't blame it on a religion or a nationality. You can't handpick them like that. It's just a group of universal scums. Like they're literally scums because they're not human beings. You know, we human beings, our ancestors, very original ancestors, our great 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 grandparents are gods, and their creator is the Almighty, just like, you know, everything else. So, and this species, they have no conscience, you know. That's why they're scum, you know. They don't have that little voice that's God, you know, always expecting better, you know, from us. So they've been brainwashing and brainwashing and brainwashing because we've been asleep, you know. Most of us, we don't really, I mean, we don't. I hate to use it again, but I use it again. 99.9% of us, we don't know who we are. I mean, imagine you wake up in the morning, you look in the mirror, and all you're basing on what you're getting back from that mirror, the image that you're getting back is what you have been perceptioned into seeing, from, you know, to the down to the smallest detail. You know, obviously it's all of our experiences built up, you know, throughout all our years of being alive, from being a very small child. And I always say this, you know, it's like growing up in the hood, and all of a sudden, you know, you see the next generation doing the same dumb shit, but it's like, yo, what do you expect? That's all we know, that's all we see. How do you expect, you know, the kids doing better? I mean, yeah, there are some that get out and do better things. But then again, it comes down to the question, what is better? I mean, literally, if you don't know what you are, what you really are, how do you know what's good for you? From the food you eat, to the work you do, to the thoughts you think. I mean, how? How can you possibly know if you don't know what you are? So that's the shit, man. We've been so brainwashed. I'm gonna try this angle. We've been so spiritually brainwashed, man. That we lost all sense of who we are. And I can't even go as deep as saying who we are, what we are even, you know? Because all we can relate to is this flesh, which is not us. I mean, you know, when you get into a car, you say, I'm the car. You go around going beep, beep. I'm the car, move over. I'm about to park. I mean, it sounds absurd, right? But that's what we've been doing. We're in this body, but it's not us. If you know what I mean? Like, you're not, this is not what you literally are. Like, if we had a chance to have an out-of-body experience to look down on us, and by the way, it's very possible, you know, you would look down and you'd be like, yo, that sack of bones and muscles, that's not me. But that's what we think. And a lot of us think what I used to think, that it's all about money. It's not. I mean, they literally feed off our energy, and, you know, they're just exploiting us and this planet for its resources, which is a tantra way to live. Because like I said, like, maybe I didn't point this out, but there's three ways to live in this material universe. Is mantra, which is the spiritual, yantra, which is technological, but, you know, in modern terms, free technology, Tesla technology, you know, that you're still not interrupting the harmony, man. You're still harmonizing with everything, with this whole universe. And then you have the tantra, which is the lowest one, the exploitive one, that the scum use. Because they're scum. They're like they're literally like clones, you know. They were, you know when in the Bible you hear, you know, so quote unquote God making Adam out of ground, you know, you see that it's some kind of, you know, I mean, it sounds like a scientific experiment, because that's exactly what it is. And this is how, kind of like how these beings were made. And I'll have a separate video and I'll go into detail. And then even Eve, you know, we literally see a clone, because Eve's if you were to translate the rib being taken out of Adam, is, you know, it's like it's DNA taken out of Adam to make his clone. But they come from lower worlds, like much lower than we are. You know, we're actually on a higher dimension. If you were to speak of, you know, these realms as, you know, dimensions in a way, you know, like levels, you know, they're like way from, they're, you know, like if I was to compare it to this world, like a sewer kind of place, you know, where it stinks, you know. In Slavic we call it smerde, because, you know, translates into like stinkers, literally stinkers. So they don't have Almighty, you know, talking to them, you know. They don't have that angel sitting on their shoulder. I don't know why I just put this up, because I guess I was just gonna say devil, but now that I'm thinking about it, you know, that's all they listen to is the negative dark forces. So that's all they know, man, is to exploit, to steal, to lie. And that's not what we are. You know, we come from a lineage of gods and goddesses. You know, we want this universe to live, and let us live good lives, you know, not the lives we're living, you know, GMO food, and, you know, average person wakes up every day and are worried, you know, how they're gonna provide for their family, and not even knowing what we are, man. Like, that shit bugs me out the most. Not, you know, you, like, all these people that think, even, you know, not the middle or the lower classes, but people that have made millions, you know, they're so proud of, like, their paper earnings, that on a grander scale literally has no value, man. You know, it's just a trickery. It's a mechanism to you know, keep us running like a rat in one of those spinning circles, man. Like a spinning wheel, man. You know, just like time, just like death. I'm repeating myself from my previous videos, but I can't stress that enough. You know, we don't know what true value is, but what I'm trying to say is, you know, you got to realize, when I'm talking about exploiting, when I'm talking about not living in harmony with this planet, we're not just effing up our surroundings. You know, everything that we do on a daily basis has an effect to everything, you know, to this solar system and to this galaxy, and, you know, this whole material plane that we are incarnated in and reincarnated, is because every you know, it's one body, it's one organism, man. One can't be without the other. And the thing is that this planet is going to be around long after we're gone. You know, tomorrow it could, you know, a hurricane could come and take us out like all the civilizations before us. And we're gonna be, you know, we're gonna keep being reborn, and you know, we're lucky and fortunate if we're reborn again on a planet like this. But what if it's a lower realm, man? Then we're really effed. But the point is why would you want to keep doing the same shit over and over and over and over and over again, man? Let's get the harmony back. You gotta realize that these creatures, they are nothing compared to us, man. Like I said, they're like these little bugs, these little cockroaches, man, that just look nasty, but can't really cause us any harm. And their time came up till 2012. You know, they knew that we're gonna be in this spiritual sleep state. So until 2012, and you know, now they know the time is up. So yeah, man, that's the point. That's the point of me making these videos. It's not for views. It's you know, it's for a reason that I always wanted to be some sort of a use for this world and for people, you know, for young children coming up and, you know, having to have experienced my own struggles as a child, as all of us, I'm sure, had, you know, has had. The point is that we don't have to. We can live good, happy lives. And, you know, I know a lot of us think, you know, get a bunch of money and go ride in a fly car, but the problem, and you know, and be happy for that short period of time, but that's the key word, is for a short period of time. It's like, even if we get filthy rich, we see that it's like a roller coaster, man. Wow, we should be smooth surfing, man, all the time, not just for a short period of time. And everyone could be happy, and this planet could be happy, you know what I mean? Our Mother Earth, man, it's not for nothing that we say Mother Earth, because it's literally our mother, man, that accepted us with open arms. So we're not just supposed to piss on it, man, because we're not scum. But yeah, that's the point of me making these videos, man. You know, it's to get out to you, to tell you, stop being scared, stop being afraid, stop listening to all of this bullshit, to all of those bullshit videos out there that just want to cause fear and bring more, you know, get us more confused, man, about what's really going on, and try to impose on us that, you know, there's really nothing out there, and then that once we die, we're out of here, you know, just going to the ground. Like, nah, you know, I don't want to bring up an example of Einstein, but even Einstein said, man, energy can never cease to exist, man, ever. You know, it just transforms into other things. But that's actually a very important point, is, you know, people are talking about, you know, all these technologies coming out and us being able to take our consciousness and put it into a, you know, simulated robot that is going to look exactly like us, you know, like we already live forever. We already in one of these robots, man, except that this robot is actually very much alive. And all these other theories, you know, computer simulation and all this other shit, man, like, I already talked about this. You know, they're trying to degrade us, man, trying to put us down. They try to take away our godliness, man, our powers, man. You know, that's one of the tools. Yo, I really hope this sound goes off, man, like, for real. Like, I want this shit to go off. Like, I haven't been able to get it on camera because, like I said, it doesn't, You know, it doesn't happen and then just keeps going. You know, this shit like happens and stops. Like, and it's quiet. But prove to me that you're alive. Love everybody. This was a little brief story of the reptilian race and how they got here. You know, they've been here before. They've been on this planet before, man. You know, during dinosaur times. Actually, I'm sorry. They were the dinosaurs. And we were around there then too, man. But anyway, man, this was proof to me you're alive. I love all of you. You know, take care of your children, take care of yourself, ask yourself. You know, there's 3 questions to ask yourself on a spiritual journey, man. When you start your spiritual journey, is when you wake up, you gotta ask yourself, who am I really? Like, who am I and what am I really? What am I doing here? And what happens after death? If you're gonna ask yourself that at least once a day, then you're on your way, man. I'm gonna go take a piss, yo. Oh, this looks like there's a porta potty right there. Hold up, can you see it? Wait. Yeah, there's a porta potty right there. I'm gonna go use that, man. Yo, watch I come out. I'm like, oh, there's no light there, man. I'm gonna just take a pee right here. Hold up. I'm not even gonna wash my hands. Yo, maybe that porta potty got like. Yeah, I hate not to wash my hands, man. So maybe that porta potty got like that porta potty had hand sanitizer. Yeah. But literally, there's like nobody else out here, man. It's just me and you guys. Listen, it was proof to me you're alive. Love all of you. My time is up. I'll talk to you again. All right? Peace.